Bootcamp. It's a four-part educational webinar series, March 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 8th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. The series modules are as follows: ICT, Entrepreneurship and E-commerce for you, building an investable business during a pandemic, social media marketing bootcamp, the customer service transaction. The objectives we'd like to realize from this exercise are as follows: to provide insights into the exponential possibilities and financial freedoms that can be realized from owning and operating your own business. The audience members should be able to benefit from this educational series by utilizing actionable and formative information. Today's speaker, we have Mr. Keron Rose, founder of the Digital Age and Droid Island. He's going to be speaking to us today on ICT, Entrepreneurship, and E-commerce for you. I'd like now to hand over to Mr. Rose to start off the session.
Good evening, good evening. Thank you, Mr. Kitson, for the very, very warm welcome. And it is a pleasure to be here with Eastern Credit Union and talking to our members out in Tobago. So I hope everybody is excited for this webinar series, because you know what? Let's be real. 2020 was rough, but we're not going to let 2021 be a recap or a relapse of what happened last year. This time we kind of know what we're dealing with, and now it's time to start learning some different skills, start seeing what are the different avenues that are available to us, because we got to do it. We got to do it, and we're going to have some fun. So we got a very fun-filled session lined up tonight where I'm going to be talking to you about a variety of things, from if you are a business owner and you're now looking to take your business online because now you want to start to tap into the global economy. We're going to be getting into that. And then also, if you are somebody who maybe you want to freelance, maybe you do have a full-time job and you could definitely use some extra cash and you want to learn what skills you should be looking at right now, we're going to be talking about that. But before we go further, all right, I just want to introduce myself. So my name is Keron Rose, and I am the owner of the Digital Age. It's a web series that teaches entrepreneurs across the Caribbean and the diaspora how to take their businesses and become a thought leader and monetize those skills online. I also work with corporate businesses, just dealing with their strategies and building their digital presence. And honestly, if you hear the accent, it's because I've been in Canada for quite some time. I recently moved back to Trinidad this is my 6th year in Trinidad. So super, super excited to be here. You know what? I'm glad that I'm not in the snow. I'm super happy to be in the sun and beach. I was in Tobago a couple of weeks ago, and listen, Tobago is beautiful. I gotta keep on coming back. All right. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be in and out of my slide presentation. So you're going to see the slides pop up, and then you are also going to see me diving back in just to further talk about some of the points. All right. So if you guys are on your computer, if you guys are on your phone, if you guys see some points, right, you guys feel free to screenshot it. The slide will be made available after the event, and Eastern will be distributing the slides so that you guys can have access to that. All right. So let's get right into it. So tonight we're going to be talking about digital entrepreneurship and the opportunities for you. Listen, the opportunities are endless, and you know what? COVID has been the kick that we needed to start focusing on digital entrepreneurship and start learning about the new opportunities that we can tap into right here in Trinidad and Tobago, where we don't have to leave the island to still participate in the global economy. So I've kind of talked a little bit about me already, right? So we're gonna move right past that. And tonight we're gonna be covering things like the platforms. Should we have a website? Should we join a marketplace or just use social media? So pretty much with all of these different ways to build businesses online, there are going to be certain platforms that we can use in very specific ways. So we're going to be talking about that, because I know there's going to be some myths. There's going to be some things you guys, have been dying to know. And we're going to be talking about that. Then we're going to be getting into payment solutions. Which payment solutions do our business workflows need? Because guess what? You don't have a business if you can't get paid. It'll just be a hobby, right? So we're going to be talking about what payment solutions we have available to us. Then we're going to dive into the logistics, breaking down the logistics for physical products and digital product delivery. So let's just say you have a brick and mortar store and you are now going to be looking to go online. How are you going to be able to get your products from Scarborough, Tobago, or Crown Point to Trinidad or outside of Trinidad and Tobago? We're going to be diving into those logistics. And then if it's a digital product, we're going to be looking at different platforms you can use to get those digital products out there. All right. Last but not least, the resources. What skills should we be learning and what skills should we be outsourcing? What resources can we tap into? And then we're going to be looking at where we can learn some of these skills. So like I said, we got a nice mix of things for the business owners, people who are, again, they're already in business, or maybe you are looking to get into business. And then we got some stuff for the people who want to be freelancers or people who might be looking for a career change. What are some of the new skills that are happening right now that are in demand? I know we're tired of overpopulating the nation with doctors and lawyers, and then, it's oversaturated and we're fighting for positions that are not always available depending on the industries that we've been going to school for, just looking at. So we're going to be looking at some of the newer industries that are developing right now, and what those skills look like and where you guys can learn those skills so you guys can participate. All right. First, the platforms. And if I'm talking too fast, I know I have an accent. So if I'm talking too fast and you guys need me to slow down, please jump in the chat. Let me know if we're good. If you need me to slow down, just let me know in the chat as well. All right. And any questions you guys have, we're going to be taking it up during the question and answer time, but you guys can definitely put it in the chat. The moderators will have that saved, and then there will be we'll be taking action on those questions after. All right. Platforms we can use. So this is big, right? Every platform has its purpose. There are pros and cons, and they're all based on the business model and workflow. So now that COVID is here, well, COVID has been here, we would have been hearing about a wide variety of platforms for us to be taking our businesses online or for us to be getting paid online. And one of the hardest things for somebody who doesn't necessarily know what they don't know or know what they need to get their business online, every platform sounds like a brand new shiny object. And there are pros and cons to each, but it's not so much about, if Wix is better than WordPress or Shopify. It's more about, do you understand your business model? Do you understand your workflow? And then kind of reverse engineering from there, because there are going to be some platforms that, depending on your specific situation with your business, is going to be a better fit than the other one, right? So we're going to be diving into that. So if you've been looking at getting a website, whether you are a brick and mortar store or whether you are a service-based business, I'm a firm believer that everybody should have a website. And that's because your website is more than just a brochure. It's a place, it is your digital home. It is a place where your customers get to come into your house. They get to learn all about you. You control that platform, okay? The key word there is control. You control the platform. You can put out all of the content, all of the information. You don't have to worry about anybody regulating the content that you put out, right? When we are working on platforms that we do not control, we don't have a say in what gets removed or what we're allowed or not allowed to put out there, right? But our websites allow for that platform, for us to control that platform and for us to disseminate the flow of information. Customers can come to your website, they can subscribe to your platform, they can join your email list, they can join your notification list, and most importantly, if they need to come and do e-commerce, if they need to purchase products or they need to book your services, your website can integrate with payment platforms that will allow you to do commerce online, all right? Next up, marketplaces. So marketplaces have been popping up left and right. I believe the last time I counted, we have over 30 marketplaces available in Trinidad and Tobago. So those are things like Planting Seeds, Carib Shopper, Shop Caribe, Callaloo Drive. There is a laundry list of marketplaces. And what a marketplace typically is there is a company that owns the platform. It's kind of like Amazon or eBay. And you go to the platform, you register, and you set up a shop. You set up a shop page on that platform. Now, the strength of a platform, of a marketplace, is the fact that you are now going to be with a bunch of other vendors, and traffic will be coming to the platform, or hopefully, right? But traffic would come to the platform, and people are able to see a variety of different vendors and make their purchases. So we're going to be getting into the pros and cons of each of these in the next upcoming slides, right? Next up, social media. Well, this is pretty much a given. Usually anybody's first step to getting online before they even think about a website or thinking about marketplaces, usually most people just jump on social media. It's quick, it's easy, it's free, there is no friction, you don't need to know anything, you could just jump on it and you can talk to people. And again, we're going to be diving into the pros and cons of the various platforms. And then last but not least, we have new applications that are coming out. And some of these applications are in the form of a marketplace as well, but they're strictly mobile only. And those apps are things like UnQ, Food Drop. There was a couple more that came out, but those are two of the biggest ones that come to mind, UnQ and Food Drop. And those platforms will, again, allow you to set up a shop on the platform. It's mobile only. Those platforms are typically e-commerce ready. So the only thing you have to do is get your business on the platform. So now we're going to be diving into the benefits of a website. So advantage number one, you control the platform and have full control over the content and products on the platform. Listen, this is probably one of the most important parts of anything in the upcoming slides, because what you would see or what you would hear about is even some of the biggest companies, some of the biggest influencers have had issues where their content has been removed from platforms they don't control, like Instagram, like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or people and companies have had their entire accounts removed. And a lot of the time it's just mix up. It's not even anything serious, but the reality is that your account is still removed or your account is suspended. And if you are on a platform that you don't control, well, you don't have no say. So having control over your platform is critical, because as a business, you do not want to be reliant on something that is not 100% reliable, in the form of, again, you post a product on social media, or you make a post and you could potentially have your account suspended depending on what community rules it violates, right? There's nothing like that happening on your website. Advantage number two, it is better for branding and building your name in the digital world. So your website is indexable. It is searchable by the search engines like Google, like Bing, like Yahoo. So what happens is that whenever people have a question or a concern, or they want to know something, where's the first place we go to learn? We Google it. And when somebody asks you a question, most times we say, did you Google it first? Or why didn't you Google it? Or just Google it, right? Now, your websites are indexable by the search engine. So what that means is Google and Bing and all the rest of them would send these bots to your website. They analyze your website. They understand what is on your website. They understand the context, and they enter it into their index. So when somebody goes on Google and says, hey, who is the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago? the first thing that will come up is usually a website's answer saying that Dr. Keith Rowley is the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And when you look, it is coming from a website, right? So websites are what populate the internet. They are what populate the search engines. It is what the search engines use to provide you the information, right? Now, social media is not indexable. What social media does, the only part of social media that is searchable on the search engines is if somebody is Googling your name. If they Google your name will come up. But what is not indexable is your posts, your content. So if I Google, where can I buy black Nike sneakers, a website would come up with the products. However, a social media post will not come up. Now, when you are in business, you're in the business of solving problems. And since the number one place that consumers go to have their problem solved is Google, you want to make sure that you are there. Advantage number 3, websites are the only employee that works 24/7, 365, and can get you leads and sales. Now I gotta turn my camera back on to you. We all like a good vacation, right? We don't want to be working 10, 12 hours. However, as a business owner, you want to get paid round the clock. There is no employee that wants to work 24/7. In comes your website. Your website works 365 days a year, all right? It doesn't stop. So when people are shopping at 2:00 in the morning, and I know you guys do it too. I know you guys will wake up and do, or you know what, you guys, after a long, hard day, after 9:00 at night or 8:00 at night, that's when the real shopping happens. However, that's when almost all businesses close. So when somebody decides to jump on Google and they want to Google, summer maxi dresses, the latest trendy dresses in 2021, and your website comes up and that person's Googled it at midnight, if your website comes up on the first page and it's showing products for trendy maxi dresses, you have a high chance of you getting that sale, especially if your website is e-commerce ready, because then someone can click on your link, check out your catalog, add to cart, pay you, and you, the business owner, when you have woken up at 3:00 in the morning to go get yourself a glass of water, you might check your email and see, oh, a new order. You've made some money while you've slept and nobody had to speak to you. That is critical for business success, because if your business is only available to deal with customers from 9 to 5, and after 5:00 you're not answering questions, if your competitors are online, if your competitors are e-commerce ready and they have a website, and your consumers can Google, find your competitor, add to cart, and pay, then you might have lost business. Because I tell you, it's happened to me all the time right here in Trinidad, where the business I want to buy a product from doesn't have the website. So I DM them asking them a question about the product. Half the time I'm asking them for the price. And then I decide, you know what? Let me just go and Google. Let me see who pops up. And I might find the competitor and I realize, oh, well, they have a website, the product is listed and it's e-commerce ready. Well, cool. Click, add to cart, put my credit card in and purchase. And then usually the next day when that business responds back to me, I've already purchased the product and it's on the way to my house. Sometimes people have been so slow to respond that when they do respond with the price, the product was already in my house being used. So again, e-commerce, your website, the only employee that works for you 365. Advantage number 4, it takes advantage of organic traffic from the search engines, which have the largest market share and ultimately the control over the internet. So remember, social media works in silos. What happens on Facebook stays on Facebook. What happens on IG, what happens on LinkedIn, all of those things stay on those platforms, all right? They're not indexable. So like I said, I can't Google a question and your social media post comes up, because whatever happens on IG stays on IG. your search engines, Google, Bing, Yahoo, any one of them, they're the ones that are the gatekeepers. They are the gateway. I shouldn't say gatekeepers. They are the gateway to content. So because they have indexed all of the websites, once your website is in the Google index and someone Googles something that pertains to information that comes from your website or product, your website will show up with the product or the information that people have Googled. All right. So that is huge because no other platform, no social media has that key advantage. So these are huge advantages for why you want to have a website. Now, I know what you're thinking. For these great advantages, there must be some great cons. Well, let's check them out. So the disadvantage number one with having a website is that it can be more technical to start without having help or even hiring a developer. So while there are great platforms that have cut down the need for hiring a developer, like Wix, like Shopify, WordPress, if you know what you're doing on WordPress, platforms like WeShops, platforms like BuzzShops, SocialPay, these guys have created platforms that allow for drag and drop solutions, so you don't need to know a lick of code. However, even though you build a website, if you don't understand the website, if you don't understand how websites work, if you don't understand the proper tools that you need to measure traffic, to measure the performance, to capture data, then your website can turn into something of just a brochure website, or people come and not much is happening. You're not getting much return on your website. So it can be more technical because there are more pieces that you have to learn. Which leads me to disadvantage number two. They only work for you when you understand how to drive traffic to your platform. If you do not know how to do search engine optimization, if you don't know how to build organic traffic, if you don't know how to use social media to drive traffic back to your platform, if you don't know about the analytics tools to help you capture data so you understand where your audience is coming from, again, you're not going to be able to get the most ROI out of your website. So there is a lot more to know when you do have a website. Disadvantage number three, you will need to learn how to make changes to your platform, or you have to hire a developer to make changes. If you do not know how to make changes to your platform, then you're going to be on the hook with hiring a developer on a monthly retainer. And that can get expensive. Now, if you are somebody who is just starting out and you're working on a shoestring budget, you really don't have the luxury of hiring a developer or putting them on a monthly retainer to make all of the changes needed when you have a website. Because the reality is, a website is not a static website. We are putting out content, we are uploading products, we're changing services, you might be changing copy. There's a lot of changes that have to be done on a regular basis to keep your website fresh, fluid, moving good, getting people to come back to the platform. So if you do not have the capital, you are going to have to learn how to change all of the content on your platform. And if you are somebody where, again, you don't want to learn, or you really don't believe you're tech savvy and you are forced to hire somebody, it can get expensive depending on who you are working with. So we said a lot so far. I'm just checking in. Let me know if we are going so far. Let me know if some of the content's making sense. Let me know if I'm speaking too fast. If we are good, let me know in the chat that we are good. And while we're doing that, I'm just going to grab a sip of some water. All right. Shanice says we're good. Let me know in the comments, guys. Are we good? If we're good, beautiful. We're going to keep on going. All right. Nicole says we're good. Melanie, Anisha, Kriana, Jonika, perfect. All right, let's keep it going, all right? So next up, the benefits of a marketplace and the apps. So big advantage number one, a good marketplace will give you the ability to upload your products, handle your payments and logistics to your clientele. Now, I know many of you just read advantage number one and said, I don't need a website. We good. We just go sign up with a Planting Seeds or a Shop Caribe. We just create our shop on the platform, and then they're handling the payments. They're handling logistics. I don't need to know how to code. I just upload my products and sell. Well, cool. Big advantage. That's a huge advantage for number one, right? Number two, high traffic coming to the platform with the opportunity for visitors to see your shop. So any good platform gets major traffic. Think about things like Amazon, eBay. These platforms get loads and loads of traffic. Okay, they get a ton of traffic that come, and again, people could be coming to the platform for one thing, and then while they're on the platform, they might see one of your specials running, and then they can see your products as well. So you're going to get the benefit of other people being on the platform and people coming for that. And then they might see your products and then come and check out your booth on the marketplace. It's kind of like an offline marketplace, like the green market. People come for one thing and they shop around, they walk around, they see what else is there. People tend to do that on digital marketplaces as well, although it's more targeted. So there's a search option. I can type it in and then search to see what other products are on the platform. Number three, less headache when getting your business online. Really, there is not much to know. Find a platform that looks good, works good for you. Check out the fees. You upload your stuff, you're online. The payments are taken care of. They usually have a logistics partner. So all the headache is really done by the platform. Number four, it gives your company the ability to participate in e-commerce. So again, this is critical. Right now, we can't just rely on doing business within a radius of our physical location. We are on an island, and the island is only so big, much less, when we're in Tobago. We need to figure out ways to start participating in e-commerce so we are not limited to just selling in Tobago. We can now have customers in Trinidad purchase online, and then we have the product delivered. And then if we have a product or service that is international, the beautiful thing is that anytime you're online, when you have a website or on a marketplace, it is available to the globe. It is available to anybody from anywhere in the world to come onto the platform and purchase a product. And once you have a logistics partner, whether you have your own website or whether you're using a marketplace, once you have a logistics partner that is coming to your house or your store and picking up the goods, they're going to deliver it anywhere in the world. So the fact that you can participate in e-commerce is going to be absolutely critical. Probably the most important thing if Trinidad and Tobago is to move forward, it is going to be doubling down on e-commerce and getting our own foreign exchange, because we do have platforms that can pay us out in US dollars and we can generate and stockpile our own US. Okay. So cons of the marketplace. Now, there are some cons. And again, this is going to be, think about it in context with your business, and then think about it in context with what we just spoke about with respects to websites. Number one, higher monthly fees. Websites, you can have a website hosted and a monthly fee starting as low as $3 US a month in terms of hosting for your website. You could build websites for free. If you know what you are doing, you can build a website for free or extremely cheaply, and then hosting would be like $3 a month. Every single marketplace does have higher fees because they're using the money for promoting the platform. They're using the money for development of the platform, the logistics partners, the e-commerce rates they have to pay. So there's a lot more that goes into the marketplace. So you do have higher fees, and you got to check out which marketplace you guys want to work with. I think for the most part, I think marketplaces start at like 350, 400 TT and up, depending on what plan and which platform you're going with. So they can get pretty costly. And if you are somebody starting out on a shoestring budget, you might need to take that into consideration. Number two, there's that control word again. You have no control over the platform. So however they're marketing the platform, however the platform looks, however it feels, if the platform is not generating traffic, you have no control over the platform. All right. You are just a vendor. It's just like if you go into a marketplace, yes, you have a booth, but you don't have control over who comes to the platform. You don't have a control over how it looks, where you're situated, or who else is around you. We just don't have the control that we need. Number 3, competing with sellers on the platform who are in your niche. So one of the big advantages is that people will come to the platform because of other vendors on the platform. Maybe you're on the platform and you got some popular people who are on the platform as well. So they're driving traffic to the marketplace. People are seeing it, and then they might be coming and stopping to you. However, the complete opposite to that is your competitors are on the platform too. So you are going to be competing with other people in your niche. I might come to the platform for rum cake because I've heard about your rum cake, and I come there and then I see, wait a minute, I type in rum cake and I see, wait a minute, there's 20 other people selling rum cake on the marketplace, some of which those people might have had higher views than you. Maybe their ingredients are different. The point is that all of the data, all the information is collated in one place that I can shop around easy. And I might not stop at your shop. And you are now worried about all of the other people that are on the platform that are competing with you in your niche. So again, it is an advantage, but keep in mind, it is also a disadvantage. Disadvantage number 4, you will not be found outside of the application or the platform. So again, these platforms are not, for the most part, search engine friendly. So you're not going to, for the most part, Google a product or Google a service and your stuff shows up on the platform, because you have no control if the platform you're on has done proper search engine optimization and has optimized their platform, optimized your shops to even be found. And then you have no control over that to do it yourself or to even hire somebody to come and do search engine optimization for you if you are on somebody else's platform. All right. So again, lack of control can hurt you from a variety of different ways. There are some really good advantages of being in a marketplace or on the marketplace, whether it's on the web or whether it's on the application. There are great advantages, but these are disadvantages that you're going to have to take into consideration too. Social media. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody here has a social media account. If you have a social media account, it could be Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Just let me know where, or if you have a shop, let me know which platform you are using in the comments. So if you have a business and you are using social media, let me know where your shop is. Is it on Facebook? Is it on Instagram? Are you using Pinterest? Are you using LinkedIn to shop your products and services? Let me know in the comments where you guys are putting out your products and services. So we see the answers coming in: Facebook, Instagram, Facebook and Instagram. That's good. That's good. Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Josanne, you're a beast. I love it. Kamara says Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Beautiful. Latoya, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Listen, this is beautiful. Having that omnipresence approach is critical to building your brand awareness, okay? So benefits of social media. We see everybody's using it, right, for their business. So advantage number 1, it is free. It is free to sign up and start using immediately, right? Everybody loves something that is free. We can easily, don't have to worry about nothing. We just register, we sign up, we have instant access to people who are ready to purchase or engage with, okay? Beautiful. Number 2, we have access to groups and our ideal clients. So when you start to learn where people are hanging out on social media, so if I'm selling organic dog biscuits, right? If I'm selling organic dog biscuits, I might jump on Facebook, look for Facebook groups of dog lovers and engage with the dog lovers in the groups and let them know that I got the sweets for their doggies. I might jump on Instagram, type in the hashtag doggy biscuits, doggy treats, organic treats, See where people are posting their content. See who is looking for doggy biscuits. And again, follow them, engage with them, become a part of that community. Social media is great for that because you have instant access to real people, groups, your ideal customers. It is easy to find people, starting to engage with them, and then you could start to put out your product and service. Number 3, you can begin publishing content and marketing your business. So you can jump on social media, create a shop, start to put out your pictures and videos of your products and services. And again, you can start selling right away. You're putting out content. And I mean, even if you can accept the payment, you can still, have people come into your DMs and they can talk to you about your products and payments. And then you could always organize how you're going to get the payment, how you're going to get the product to them. So you can start doing business right away without any headache. Number 4, it is amazing for building brand visibility and engagement. And this is probably, I'd say advantage 1B, because the reality with social media is, and I want everybody to keep this in mind, the key word in social media is social. We as business owners use social media out of context because these platforms were created to be social. So now that the platforms have given us the opportunity to do business on them, we need to not just use these platforms to come out and blast our products and services. The goal of social media is to ultimately be social, engage with people about our products and services who are in our niche. You don't have to actually sell. You almost never need to say something is for sale. But when you are engaging with people and you're creating educational content and you're letting people know how you can help them solve a problem, the automatic question that people have after you have, broke down, why organic dog biscuits are amazing for your doggy's health. Well, the next logical question I would have is, well, okay, these organic doggy biscuits, they sound pretty interesting. Rufus would like them. How do I buy them? It's just the automatic question without having, to spam your social media platform with just buy. Here is a picture of the doggy biscuit, buy. We don't buy like that. We want to be educated. We want to be entertained. Use social media to build your brand visibility, build your brand awareness, engage with people. And when people see how your products and services can ultimately help them, the next logical question is, well, how do I do business with you? All right. Just thought I'd make that point. So let's dive into the disadvantages or the cons of social media. And I'm pretty sure most of these things people might not have been thinking about. So the big disadvantage, number 1, you are subjected to rules and limitations of each of the platforms. There goes the control again. You have absolutely no say in how they run the platform. On Facebook and Instagram, Zucks is the end all be all. If the Zucks does not like your posts, if you have violated anyone, even if you operate in the gray area of his community rules, Zucks will remove your posts, possibly even suspending your account. For how long, who knows? But you know what? You don't want to be that business or that platform that only has social media, and then you have your account suspended for whatever reason, right? And it's happened to some of the biggest names. The biggest name that I could think of most recently who had their account suspended and they've never got it back was Digicel. In 2019, Digicel posted a clip from one of their highlights on Sportsmax. They own Sportsmax. And that violated the copyrights because the Sportsmax clip was showing Premier League. And Zucks not only removed the post, but they suspended Digicel's account. And Digicel didn't have Instagram for a few months. And then they had to say, you know what, forget it, and create a whole brand new account and then rebuild from scratch. It can happen to you. So take heed. Don't just rely on social media. Well, number 2, no control over the platform. We've spoken about that. Number 3, while social media is free to use, it costs a lot of money to create and produce content. So yes, think about it for a second. Yes, it's free to sign up. It is free to use. But how many of you have, and you guys can drop this in the chat as well, because we want to keep the two-way engagement. How many of you have hired an influencer? How many of you have hired, have got a photographer or videographer? How many of you have bought a new phone to take out better pictures, to create better content? How many of you are spending money on Canva and services like that to create the content? So in the chat, let me know, are you guys spending money to create the content that you post on social media? Let me know in the comments. Just give me a yes if you guys are spending the money. If you guys want to tell me, who are some of the skill sets you guys have hired, whether it's a photographer, videographer, you guys can drop that in the chat as well. I would love to see, who you guys have spent any kind of money on. And again, even if it's as simple as, just buying a better phone so you can take better pictures of some of the products, or just to be able to use social media better, let me know in the chats. Let me know in the chats if you guys have spent some money. Anisha Hislop has said, yes, photographer, videographer, bought a better phone. Charlene says she subscribed to the Glorify app. Kamaria says, I paid for Canva and got a better phone. So all of these are costs associated with creating the content you need to be on the platform. And trust me, the better the content, the cleaner the content, the stuff that gets people double tapping, sharing, bookmarking, commenting like crazy, the stuff that ultimately gets you the sales, you are spending money to create that content, even if it's as simple as getting a Canva subscription, using the templates, or you might have even bought template packs from online graphic designers that you guys are using in Canva. Long and short, good content costs money, even though the platforms to use social media are free. And we're not even talking about the ads. We're just talking about, the content that you put on the platforms. Good content costs money. Number 4, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is the number one reason why you want to have a website, and also be very wary of how you use social media. So disadvantage number 4, there is no direct integration for e-commerce here in the Caribbean to any social media platform. So what do I mean by that? When you have a website, somebody can come to your website, add to cart, pay for the product. If you're on a marketplace, people can come to the marketplace, add to cart, pay for the product. When you are on social media, there is no Caribbean gateway. There is actually, for us here in the Caribbean, none of the e-commerce options are available for us in the Caribbean. So in the States, there is direct settlement. Like you can use Facebook Shop. Facebook has a payment gateway and they process the payments directly on Facebook. Instagram has Instagram Shop, where again, the payments, everything happens on the Instagram platform. We don't have access to any of those tools. The most we can do on Facebook is we have an option that allows you to create the products in the Facebook shop, and you can connect particular websites. So you can connect WordPress and WooCommerce, so that WooCommerce and Facebook talk to each other, and they will pull all of your products from your website and display on your Facebook shop. So when people add to cart on Facebook, when they hit checkout, it brings them back to your website to check out on your website. You can do things like, if you're on Instagram, you can have payment links, or you can have, a link in bio that leads to the product, and they can click on it, ultimately making them leave the platform and go pay for the product and services off Instagram. However, if you are somebody who's not doing any of that, and you are posting content and you are relying on DMs, then that means you have to work every single time in order to get paid, because you have to respond to every single DM in order to be able to take the order and process and receive the payment and process people's orders. So what happens when somebody is shopping at 2:00 in the morning and they message you you're obviously not going to respond now. You're going to wait till you open back up the next day. By that time, your competitor who has a website, e-commerce ready, that person can go to the platform, add to cart, purchase, have it delivered without ever having to speak to them. So because there is no direct payment gateway that connects to anything on social media for us here in the Caribbean, and there's no e-commerce options available for us in the Caribbean, you need to ensure that you have a website or you're on a marketplace, because otherwise the only time you can make money on social media is if you're speaking to people and if you are taking long to respond. And sometimes I've had clients where they're so popular that they can't answer all the DMs. So they're losing out on money. They can't even scale their business because they can only respond to X amount of people. And then when they're responding to people, they're taking too long. And who knows, the people might have lost interest because they think you're unprofessional. They took too long, so they went and bought somewhere else. All right. So that's a major, major, major con. Keep that in mind. We do not have direct integration for e-commerce here in Trinidad and Tobago. So what on earth should we do? After all these pros and cons, websites, marketplaces, social media, Keron, what are we doing? What can we do? Well, folks, let me tell you. So here are my recommendations for whether you are a brick and mortar, whether you're a product-based business, whether you're a service-based business. These are things that everybody should be doing so that they can build their presence, have an engaging digital presence, and also get paid online. These are the things you need to do. Number one, have a website. Build a website that will allow you to have your content, business info, and e-commerce ready. You always want to own your platform where your brand is concerned. Nobody can come to your website and remove products, remove content. You own the platform, you control the platform, you do and say what you want on your platform. There's no limitations, right? That is critical. Anybody building a business needs to have the digital home, and that is where you are king. Everybody comes to you and they can conduct business with you or learn from you or reach out to you. Have that website, that platform that you control. Social media. Use social media as breadcrumbs to come back to your platform and build engagement to your audience. Social media is the number one way to build brand equity. It is the number one way to engage with people. It allows for two-way conversation. It allows you to do behind the scenes. It allows you to connect with people. And then you could use social media to drive traffic back to your websites so that e-commerce can happen. They can flood a form. They can book a consultation. They can contact you. But it will be, again, it'll all be coming through your platform. And then on top of that, your websites collect data. So your websites can give you information on, what platforms are driving the most traffic to your website, what countries people are coming from, what search engine questions or queries people are finding you from. Your website gives you so much data that your social media does not give you. Make sure you have that website and then use social media to drive traffic back to the platform. And then last but not least, get on the apps, use the marketplaces. If you prefer to have them handle your payments and logistics, great. Just don't rely on them to promote your brand. So what do I mean? If I'm going to use something like planting seeds, for example, right? Or I'm going to use UnQ, cool. You can put your store, you could build your store on those platforms, right? But then remember, like I said, you don't have control over the platform. So you have no control if people are finding you. You have no control if people can Google you and then come back to your store. So if you build the website, then you can have your business information, you can have your blogs, you can have your contact information, you can have all of that. But then you can have a link. So your shop page that you would have on the website could be a link to your space on the marketplaces. That way, when somebody wants to buy, they click on shop and your vendor shop comes up from one of the platforms, and that platform can handle all of your e-commerce. They can handle all the logistics. Remember, like I said earlier, websites are extremely cheap to maintain. They start as low as $3 a month. So it's not like, you're going to be paying an arm and a leg to have the website and then an arm and a leg to have the your spot on the marketplace. You can do both. So if you are somebody where you don't want to build out the e-commerce and logistics yourself, then use the apps and have a combination of both. You have options. All right. And as a bonus, you can use a platform like Wix. So let's just say you're on a real tight budget, right? You can go on a platform like Wix, use a drag and drop page builder, build your website there, build your homepage, your about page, your blog page, use Wix for that. But then jump into something like WeShops, which is a payment platform, which is a shop platform from WePay. You could use WeShops, you could use, like I said, Planting Seeds, Carb Shopper, eBay, depending what marketplace you want to use, and let them handle the shop. Wix is extremely easy to use. It can handle your blog, your business info, as I said, and you could save money from not taking their e-commerce plan, right? So you could use Wix's cheapest plan, build out on Wix, and then use some of the other platforms that handle the payments and logistics to get you started, all right? And then again, WeShop starts at 100 TT, so if you want to use WePay and the WeShops option, that's another platform that you guys can use to connect to your Wix platform. So how are we going so far? I'm just checking back in. We have a lot more to cover. I just want to make sure you guys are good. Let me know in the comments if we're going good. Just let me know if we're going good. Let me know if this thing makes sense. I hope you guys are writing down your questions because I know there's going to be a lot of questions about some of the things that we discussed. All right. I hope just the breakdown is giving everybody here some hope. That we can have our cake and eat it too. We don't have to be super technical to build a website. We can build a website. Then we could use a marketplace. We could put those things together and create some magic. If we out here making some homemade fudge, we can sell our fudge through the platforms and then have it delivered. There's a lot of things that we can do. All right. All right. So let me know. We're going good. Everybody's saying we are going good. Very informative. Wonderful. Perfect. So let's dive into the next stage of the presentation, payment solutions. Because like I said earlier, if you cannot get paid on the platform, you don't have a business, you got a hobby, all right? So let us talk money. Let's talk how I can sit in a beach on Tobago and get paid. Let's talk about that. Let's do that. Let me know in the comments, who wants to get paid and be on the beach? Run your business from the beach. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. That's my dream. When I moved here, I just envisioned me having my laptop, me being on a beach, me getting paid, and having a nice little beverage with a nice little straw hat in it. That's my vision, right? That's my vision. And you know what? Tobago has everything I need. Let's talk payment solutions. Marcia on the beach. I love it. So the Caribbean payment processors. So the number one payment processor Caribbean-wide is First Atlantic Commerce. It is the biggest one. It's also the oldest one. They've been around for, I believe it's like 15 years now. So me saying that is just to highlight that we have been able to do e-commerce in Trinidad and Tobago for 15 years. Problem is, it's just been lack of knowledge and understanding as to what we needed for us to do e-commerce. And then also, you can't. Part of the problem is you're going to the platforms to learn more about it, and the information isn't there. But again, they've been around for some time, so we've been able to do this for some time. First Atlantic Commerce requires getting a merchant account from your bank. First Atlantic also can only integrate with Shopify, WordPress, and there's another one, BigCommerce and Magento. Now, those other two ones are a lot harder to use, so I didn't have them listed. If First Atlantic Commerce is something you want to take a look at, you can look at, Shopify, WordPress. First Atlantic Commerce also works with a platform called Figaro, Fygaro, and I have it here somewhere. I'll get to it. But yeah, you need to go to your bank that you have a business account with, Then you have to open up what is called a merchant account. And once you open up the merchant account, you could then go to First Atlantic Commerce and open up an account with First Atlantic Commerce. And then if you're going to use a platform like Shopify, WordPress, Figaro, you would then need a plugin that works to connect with Shopify or WordPress. Now, the company in Trinidad and Tobago that builds the integrations for Shopify and WordPress that works with First Atlantic Commerce is a company called Web Gold. And I'm going to put that in the chat. Let me just, what I'll do is I'm going to get the website because I don't have it on the slide, but it's super important for you guys to be able to know. So let me see. Let me get the website because there's another company called Web Gold. I will find it and I will paste it. I'll paste it in the link. I think, hold on. I think I got it. Did I get it? Did I get it? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to paste that in the chat. All right. So if you guys are looking at using First Atlantic Commerce, right? There's a couple of steps. First, merchant account. Then you sign up with First Atlantic Commerce. And then if you want to use Shopify, WordPress, or Figaro, then you're going to need to get the integration from WebGold. WebGold builds the integration for Shopify and WordPress. And then Figaro, I'm going to put Figaro in the chat as well, because this is the other platform that we can use with First Atlantic Commerce here in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, the big downside to, there's a huge pro. So one thing with First Atlantic Commerce is because they integrate directly with the bank, when you get paid using First Atlantic Commerce, they send you the money, they deposit the money to your account within 24 hours. That's huge because access to cash is critical, right? However, the bank, for your merchant account, the bank charges $100 per month for merchant accounts. So if your business has been doing its thing, or maybe you have, you got some savings and First Atlantic Commerce as a payment gateway makes sense for you, then yes, use First Atlantic Commerce because again, access to cash is going to be critical. It costs you $100 per month. And then the transaction fees for First Atlantic Commerce are 3 to 5%, depending on your bank and depending on what the bank gives you, right? Because the bank, when they're opening up a merchant account, they have their criteria. So depending on the criteria, they could assign you a percentage anywhere from 3 to 5%. And then it's also 25 cents US per transaction, and their fees are in US. All right. Their fees are in US. So again, they have some great security features, chargebacks. If somebody, let's just say somebody paid for a product and it was a fraudulent card, chargebacks are really easy to get back with First Atlantic Commerce. So again, I understand that $100 per month for somebody starting out might not be feasible, but again, I will mention it because it's a good option. The security features are really good, and then access to cash, 24-hour turnaround time is critical. Definitely check it out. It's an option. I'm just enlightening you on the options. Next payment gateway, WePay. You can register through WePay without having to go to the bank. So you can just go to WePay's website and register. And you only need a business bank account. And it integrates with Wix, Shopify, and WordPress directly. All right. So you do not need a merchant account. All you need to do is have your business registered. Sorry. You just need to have your business registered. Then you can apply for WePay through their website. And once you apply, their turnaround time is typically 24 to 72 hours to get back to you to approve your account. And then you can integrate WePay to Wix, Shopify, WordPress, and get paid. Payout time is typically between 3 to 10 business days. All right. 3 to 10 business days is the average turnaround time for payments. So when someone pays you for your product, it goes to your WePay wallet, and then you need to withdraw the funds from your WePay account, and it will deposit to any bank in Trinidad and Tobago. And it takes 3 to 10 business days to show up in your bank account. All right. Next up is Social Pay. So you can register through socialpaytt.com. It integrates with WordPress, Shopify, Wix, and offers something called pay links. Now, the other good thing with Social Pay is that you do not need to have a registered business to use Social Pay. You go to socialpaytt.com, you register with them. You do not need to have your business registered. And one of my favorite features about Social Pay is pay links. Now, what a pay link is, you go into their back end and you create what is called a pay link, and you type out the name of the product or service, right? And then you put in a value. So you put in a value of $100, and then you generate a link. So what happens is when you give people that link and they click on it, a form pops up with the amount of the link, with the product name or service, and then people can pay it with their links, Visa debit cards. Those are the new bank cards that all of the banks are giving out. And then also people can pay it with a credit card. So Paylinks is very nifty. So let's just say if you don't have a website and you're on social media alone and you are selling through social media, don't have a website, you could jump on Social Pay and then use Paylinks. And then you could put those links inside your link in bio so that when you're selling the products through your Instagram account and people see that, okay, this person has beef flavored organic dog biscuits and they want it, they can click on the link in bio, look for the link for my organic dog biscuits, click on it, and then a form will pop up. It will collect the name of the person, and then they could use their credit card or their new links card and pay from that. And then I would get all of the data, the name of the person and stuff through Social Pay. And the money would then be deposited into my account. All right. So Paylinks is huge. Anybody doesn't have a website, not using a marketplace, I would definitely recommend using Paylinks because it still allows you to do e-commerce, and you could use your Instagram page or your you could use WhatsApp. You could use WhatsApp Business because WhatsApp Business allows you to have your store on WhatsApp Business. And when you create those products, you could use the payment links right in there. So people on WhatsApp, people on IG, even on your Facebook page, people can pay for your products and services using pay links. That's huge. BuzzPay, register to buzz.tt/pay, and they offer pay links too, invoicing and subscriptions. So if you are in a business where you are paying, you have regular clients that and you want to put them on a subscription plan, BuzzPay currently is the only platform that allows for subscriptions. So let's just say if you have registered to my Doggy Biscuit Street and you want a month supply of doggy goodies, but you don't want to talk to me every time you want to buy, you want me to supply or send you every month a care package of my new flavored organic doggy biscuits, I could then put you on a subscription and it would automatically charge your card every month. And once that charge comes in, I get the information, I get the order, and I just ship you out your package of doggy biscuits. And you don't have to talk to me. I mean, I'd be sad, but you know what? You get your doggy biscuits, I get money while I'm on the beach in Tobago, dreaming up of new doggy biscuit flavors to come up with. Service, but before we get into that, just checking in again. How was that? Information good? Did you guys see a platform that you guys would potentially use? If you guys have questions about those platforms, again, make sure you guys write those things down because I know we're going to be getting to that during the Q&A time. All right. If we're good, let me know in the comments. Let me know we're good. All right, comments are coming in. Nicole says very informative. Anisha, yes, I'm good. Shanice, good so far. Renee, Kriana, I feel like I'm butchering your name, Kriana. I believe it's Kriana though. All right, Marcia, good. Tamaria, Good. All right, perfect. Let's jump in. If you are a service-based business, this slide is for you. So service-based businesses, it allows clients to book appointments with you, create video conference links, set appointment reminders, take payments, integrate with your calendars, and much more. And these platforms integrate with your social media platforms. So these are 4 of the most popular platforms for service-based business that handle your scheduling. They can take payments for your services. People can book you. They create automatic Zoom links. So when somebody books an appointment with you, it generates an automatic Zoom link. It sends a Zoom link to the person's email. It shoots them reminders of the meetings. If people need to pay to book consultations for you, it can take the payments. All right. And then they integrate directly with the social media platforms as well. So these are some great tools to use if you are somebody who is a consultant, if you are somebody who is a freelancer, and people need to, again, they need to book those appointments with you, but they need to pay you. One of my favorite things is the fact that, so I use Acuity. What I love about Acuity is Acuity reads my calendar, and it automatically will only give out to the public the time slots available based on my calendar. So it takes everything that I'm doing into consideration and then only shows up what is available for people who want to book their appointment. And then I love the fact that it generates the automatic Zoom links and it does the reminders, because boy, oh boy, life is too crazy right now to be remembering, to send out reminders. These things are doing it all automatically. If you are a service-based business and you are seeing one of these platforms that you are using, let me know if you are using one of these platforms in the comments. Let me know which one you are using. I'm very curious to know, because I'm always willing to check out some new platforms. Personally, currently, I'm using Acuity, and I'm about to make the switch to a platform called Dubsado. And Dubsado does a lot of things, like it handles your service agreements for clients. It handles automatic invoicing. It does a ton of things. So I'll put Dubsado in the chat so you guys can check it out. It handles the scheduling as well. And it's a customer relationship management tool. So it does so many things to streamline your workflow with your clientele. And it goes even further than some of these platforms as well. All right. If you're not a service-based business and you haven't used them, you guys can still check them out, because you know what? There may be opportunities that you guys are missing out on, where you guys can start getting some revenue by booking some services or booking appointments through these platforms. So as a bonus, if we want to sell through social media, so I had already talked about Paylinks, but now what I did not mention is a service called Linktree. Now, what Linktree does is, in Instagram, we only get one space to put a link. So what a lot of people do is, anytime they have like a new blog or they have a new product, they just keep deleting the link that's in there and putting in the new product. So they only ever use one link at a time, which is terrible. What you can do is, if you have Linktree, and I'll put the name of the website in the chat so you guys can check it out. But when you have Linktree, they have a free plan. It allows you to use the service, and you can put multiple links in your Linktree. So Linktree will give you one link, then people can click on it, and then it gives you a nice lineup of empty slots to put links in. So if you're going to be selling products, you can put multiple products in there. If you have blogs, if you have news releases, because somebody is speaking about you in the media and you want people to be able to check out the article, you can put all those links in the Linktree as well. So people can come, they click on your Instagram link in bio, they can see, a link going out to your website, they can see a link to your products, they can see a link to, articles written about. You could use it however you want, but it extends the use of just having that one link inside your link in bio, right? And again, if you are somebody who doesn't have a website and you are using Paylinks from SocialPay or from BuzzPay, then you can have your pictures put up in your Instagram page, And then when they click the link in bio, obviously you're probably going to have more than one product. So you could use Linktree and create pay links for each of your products and put them out in the Linktree. That way, when people click on the link in bio, they can click on the product and still purchase from you without having to speak to you. Because we all know I don't want to be talking to everybody every single time. And chances are people want to shop from your website or from your Instagram page at 2:00 in the morning. And who am I to decline somebody because I don't have my thing set up? And, they want to do business with me at that hour. You want to make sure you have those things set up. That way they can do business with you even while you are asleep or on a beach sipping one of your favorite beverages. You can also use WooCommerce. So if you have a WordPress site, WooCommerce is the #1 plugin that powers WordPress shops. And you can connect your WordPress website with WooCommerce, and that connects directly to Facebook. And then customers will see your shop. And every time, now because WooCommerce will automatically pull in all of the products from your website, when people go to your Facebook shop, they can do add to cart directly on Facebook. And the minute they hit checkout, it will bring them back to your website to take the payments. All right. So these are two very popular ways to sell through social media because, like I said, we do not have direct integration for payments or to sell products directly on social media, but these are two very critical ways to sell on social media. Pay links if you do not have a website. Remember, you also do not need to have a registered business if you're going to use social pay, right? So you could use social pay, create pay links, use Instagram to get paid for your products. Or if you have a website, you can use WooCommerce, and WooCommerce connects directly to Facebook and use the Facebook shop, and the checkout will happen on your website. Check in again. Let me know if we are good. Let me know if you guys are still with me. I hope I'm not boring you guys to death. We have 2 remaining sections left in my presentation, and then we're going to be diving into the Q&A. So if you're still with me, if you're still here, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you're still with me, all right? Because, listen, I get excited about talking about e-commerce because e-commerce is the lowest hanging fruit to passive income. It is the lowest hanging fruit to passive income. I'll say it one more time. E-commerce is the lowest hanging fruit to passive income. If you have a product, if you have a service, you can sell these products and services online, and you can do it in your sleep. There is no limitation to how much you sell, especially if your products are digital. There is no limitation. It is infinite because digital products once you create it once, they can be reproduced without degrading the quality or anything like that. Doesn't happen for digital products. If you're creating ebooks, you could sell 1 million ebooks. All right. If you're selling physical products, people can do business with you on their time through e-commerce. And right now, people in Trinidad and Tobago, we need to learn how to become more self-reliant because you know what? Nobody's coming to save us. We got to learn the skills for ourselves and save ourselves. So if we can start to learn how to generate our own foreign exchange, if we can generate our own money, if we can learn how to build our digital presence, sell products and services to people in Japan, in Australia, in Canada, in the UK, then we're not limited to just relying on Trinidad and Tobago to make our money. And we can bring that money back into the economy. Now, just imagine if every one of us learned how to do this. Just imagine how we transform Trinidad and Tobago, because then we're not reliant on nobody. You don't have to build the next multi-million-dollar business. But if you learn how to sell your cookbooks online, and that allows you to generate a 5K TT, a 10K TT, a 15K TT. Even if you learn how to do that, all of us are going to be better off because you might still have a full-time job and still be able to pull in some side money to supplement your income. Or maybe you're making enough money from e-commerce that you don't need the full-time job anymore, and you could work from the beach, sip your fancy beverage, and still make money online. All right. I'm planting those seeds. I'm trying to get into your mind because I want you thinking about that. All right. So let's jump into the logistics. Let us jump into the logistics part. If we have physical products, how are we getting our products from the beaches of Tobago to the cold, frigid shores of Canada? How are we doing that? Mr. Rose, enlighten us. I will. So you need to deliver a physical or digital product. Here are some services that can work with your business. So if you are out here manufacturing them organic doggy biscuits, I know there's somebody laughing. I know there's somebody saying, I really hope this man is making organic doggy biscuits because, my dogs could use some of these things. Unfortunately, I'm not, but if I was, this is what I would be using to ship those products. So number one, DHL. DHL directly connects. DHL directly connects to WordPress, Figaro, Shopify. DHL directly connects on the platform to WordPress, Shopify, Figaro. So if you are using any one of those platforms, there is a spot for logistics where you can enter in your DHL account, and anytime you sell a product, you could then shoot a message to DHL to schedule a pickup. DHL driver comes to your house, collects the package, and delivers it to anywhere in the world that DHL goes. Remember, with e-commerce, there is no limitation to where your buyers are coming from. If somebody wants to buy your fudge and they are out in Japan, they can buy your fudge and DHL can deliver. There is no limitation when you are in the business of e-commerce. All right. So if you have a physical product and you are using WordPress, Shopify, or Figaro, you can use DHL as your logistics partner and they can deliver anywhere in the world. UPS is the same thing. UPS connects to the same platforms as well. And for us here, you would need the USPS because that is our license holder for UPS. Now I particularly sell smartphones. So my online store, DroidIslandTT.com, shameless plug. DroidIslandTT.com sells smartphones online. I do not have a physical store. I work directly from my office, and products come in, payments come in, people place their orders, and then once the devices get brought to me, I use my company called SpedTT. SpedTT is another logistics partner. They are digital as well, so you can go to their website, create your account, create the requests right through their website. They come to your house, they collect the package, and they deliver anywhere within Trinidad and Tobago. There is also Deliver Me TT. I don't know why I put RR. Clearly, the R and the T were beside each other, and I made that mistake. But the company is called Deliver Me TT, not Deliver Me RR. Then there is also Island Dropper. So Sped TT, Deliver Me TT, Island Dropper, they all deliver products and services anywhere within Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, so you could use DHL, UPS to have any of your products shipped internationally, but those guys, Sped TT, Deliver Me TT, Island Dropper, they all do local Trinidad and Tobago. And then some of them do, I know Sped TT, there are countries that they deliver to as well. But again, I won't go into that. You guys can check the websites out and see where what countries they deliver to, and you guys can check those out. Now, if you want to sell digital products, so these are digital products like, maybe you're making ebooks, you're selling photos, you're selling videos, whatever, any digital product that you are selling, you can use distribution channels like Amazon. You can use WooCommerce. If you have a WordPress account, you could use WooCommerce. WooCommerce is built to sell digital products and protect your digital products. A platform that I've used in the past, and I really hate the short form of the name, but it is called getdpd.com, getdigitalproductdelivery.com, but it is getdpd.com. And then there is also Samcart. And these platforms allow you to upload all of your digital products. You can also use Buzz Shops as well. Buzz Shops is a training platform. And you can upload your digital products. So let's just say if you're an amazing cook and you want to start making money besides just cooking, right? You want to start making money outside of just the restaurant and cooking. You can make a cookbook, upload your cookbook to your website. You could upload it to Amazon, sell it through Amazon, sell it through Get DPD, sell it through Samcart, and then people can purchase those products, and it will handle the product downloads. If you want to set limitations as to how many times people can download the product, it will take all of your payments and ensure that people can download the products. And let's just say if the person deletes the product and they want to log back into the account and then re-download the product, these platforms are built so that all those situations are taken into consideration. All right. So you can sell your physical products and you could sell digital products, and you can do both from the beaches of Tobago. Now, final section of my presentation for tonight before we move in to Q&A. We're doing pretty good on time. All right. So what skills should we learn or outsource? Now, listen, everything in this presentation to me has been relatively good. It's been relatively useful. I think there's things that everybody could have learned from the previous slides. However, I want you guys to really pay attention to these next upcoming slides, because this is the gap in the Caribbean. This is not just a gap in Trinidad. This, in these upcoming slides, this is the gap in the Caribbean. We have not been upskilling. We have not been reskilling. And with so many companies downsizing, we don't have people with the correct skills to build digitally. And what happens is now we have to outsource so many things outside of the Caribbean region and pay tenfold to get some basic things done. So we're going to be going through some of the skills that are huge in 2021. These are skills where I feel every business owner either needs to learn themselves. If you are, if you're a solopreneur, if you're somebody who is, it's only you and you're building your business online, these are skills that you're going to need to learn. Or if you are a business, if you're established and you have the capital to outsource some of these things, these are some skills that you need to outsource in your business to effectively build your business online. And then if you are somebody you have a full-time job and you are looking to either change careers or you are looking to create supplemental income, these are the high income skills of the digital age in 2021 that you can go out and learn, and you can start to now create some income on the side with a very, very high potential of long surpassing what you're getting paid at your 9 to 5. And these are digital skills. You're going to be able to do it from anywhere in the world. Let's get into it. Number one, content creation. So first, again, we're going to be talking about things that we should learn or we should outsource, right? So number one, content creation. We should learn how to create content and then outsource daily content when possible. So if you are learning how to create content, and content in the form of educational content or edutainment, entertaining people about our products and services, about the problems that are within our niche, if we can create content that speaks to those problems and educates people, learning how to do content creation is the number one way to build trust in the digital age. Because remember, when we go to Google, we are Googling our problems. We are Googling our concerns. And when we Google those problems and concerns, the businesses that show up first are usually the businesses that we do business with. Okay? Learning how to create content, how to create information, educational content, entertainment content is going to allow us to build that trust. Next up, websites. Learn how to make the changes, add products to save you tons of money when starting out. So even if you have outsourced the building of the website, listen, you are going to need to learn how to make your own changes, add products, because what happens is you do not want your greatness to be reliant on somebody else. And what do I mean by that? You have this website, you have no idea how it works. You just came up with this fantastic new organic dog biscuit. I mean, it's so good, even you want to eat it, right? And you want to upload this to your website so you can start to sell this bad boy, fresh out the oven. But now you have to wait for your developer to get back to you in 3 to 5 days to come back to make that change. And every time he makes a change, he's got to charge you. And every time you make a request, there's a delay. There is a delay period for them to get back to you because they're busy doing other people's jobs, right? So even if you've outsourced the building of your website, learn how to make those changes. Or if you have somebody on your team, have that person learn how to make changes, add products. That way, it not only saves you money, but you're able to now get your stuff out there without having to, rely on somebody else, on an external source to do those changes for you. Search engine optimization. Learn the basics of how to get your pages ranking on Google and Bing. You can outsource technical SEO audits on your website. So I think every business, even if you're a solopreneur, then again, you got to wear multiple hats. But I think every business that has staff, I think everybody should at least learn the basics of how to get their business found, because search engine optimization is the process of being discoverable on the search engines, on Google, on Bing, on Yahoo, right? And the search engines is the number one way to get organic search. And organic search is simply, you don't need to show up. You don't have to be present for people to find you or buy from you. People can just Google healthy treats for dogs, see rosebiscuits.com as the number one thing for this organic beef flavored dog biscuit. Click on the link, read my blog about why my organic biscuits are great and how they help with dogs' sensitive stomachs. You like it and you want to treat your dog, you then, go to my shop page, add to cart, buy dog biscuits. Meanwhile, you've never come to my social media. You simply Googled healthy treats, found my page, checked out the blog, add to cart, purchased, and I've never seen you. I've never spoken to you. I've never found you on social media to even follow you. The only thing I did was Google a problem because my dog has a sensitive stomach, and I want to ensure that his upkeep is priority. So I Googled healthy treats, and that's how I found you. So learning the basics of SEO is going to be critical, whether it is you or whether it is you have someone on your team learn some of the basics, and we're going to get into some of the places to learn these skills afterwards, right? Next, graphic design. Listen, I think everybody should become a Canva ninja. I think everybody should. I mean, if you're a solopreneur, you don't have a choice. You got to become a Canva ninja. And if you are a small business, a small team, somebody's got to become a Canva ninja. You spend your $15 and do all of your graphics for yourself, because you know what? Many businesses are hiring agencies. And these agencies, the only thing they are doing is creating graphics, but charging you 30, 40, 50,000 a month to create graphics. And the graphics are just okay. Nothing you can't do on Canva. And you're spending so much money on things that are not converting enough for you. So I would learn how to do graphics. And if you don't want to learn how to do graphics, I would then jump on things like Fiverr and use Fiverr designers. There are millions of freelancers on Fiverr, freelance.com, Upwork. There are millions of freelancers all over the world. And because, we in Trinidad tend to always look towards the US and where the currency exchange doesn't work in our favor, and then we kind of feel like we get ripped off or it's too expensive because we're trying to hire US freelancers. These freelance platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, whoever, right, allow us to tap into the other side of the world, and you can get graphic designers who are in Malaysia, India, Pakistan, China, and because our currency works in our favor, it works for us. All right. So Fiverr, Freelancer, Upwork, Instagram. These are some great places to check to tap into global freelancers. Here are some of the skills that you need Here are some skills that you need to be able to survive in the digital world. So because we're kind of running out of time and we want to get to the Q&A, I have 2 slides left, this one and one more, and then we're going to dive right into the Q&A. Skills for the digital world, web development. If you are somebody looking to change a career or earn supplemental income, learn how to do web development. Whether it is full stack and you can do courses on Udemy, there's a wide variety, or learn how to build WordPress, Wix, or Shopify websites. Listen, you're going to be a gold mine. Everybody has to get online. That's a great skill for you to learn to earn extra income or to jump into as a full-time. Digital marketing, learn search engine optimization, learn Facebook or Google marketing, content marketing, email marketing, social media. These are all different specialties. Pick one and double down on it, research it, learn that skill, become certified, and you go out and turn yourself into a service provider. You can learn coding or app development, copywriting, using words to drive actions. Everybody needs a copywriter, whether it's captions for social media, whether it's websites, everybody needs a copywriter. Sales, well, sales is who brings in the bacon, who brings in the money within businesses. So learning how to do sales is a great skill to learn. And last but not least, learning how to teach what you know. So if you cook, if you are a chef, if you know how to sew, whatever your skill set is, whatever your knowledge is, learn how to be able to teach that. Now, here are some places that you can learn to learn these skills, all right? And this is my last slide, and we're diving into Q&A. So I'm sure everybody has gone to the University of YouTube. I'm working on my PhD in YouTube University. You can go to Google Digital Garage, and they have a wide variety of digital marketing courses for free. Facebook Blueprint teaches you how to do all of the things Facebook marketing related, and that's for free. Skillshare is another platform where creators can go and teach you skills, where you could pretty much learn almost anything you want on Skillshare. Same thing with Coursera, Udemy. HubSpot Academy has some great certifications for digital marketers, for people who want to specialize in CRM, who want to specialize in sales. Check out HubSpot Academy. They have some really good courses. And if you get certified in those courses and you can become a HubSpot expert or digital marketing expert, there's a wide variety of things you can do. Same thing with Hootsuite. Hootsuite is another company that created a very useful tool. They have some great courses for you to become certified in digital marketing. And SEMrush Academy is another great academy that allows you to learn how to become a search engine optimization specialist, a content marketer, a data analyst or a search engine data analyst, and also a digital marketer as well. So you have a wide variety of places, and a lot of the courses are free because they actually charge you to use the tools. So you can get the knowledge for free, and then when you get some clients, you can charge the clients for the cost of the tools, and then you guys can work and start to build your portfolio. So that is my presentation, and I hope that you guys picked up at least one thing. And let's jump into the Q&A time. So if you guys have your questions, let me know those questions, and I'm going to be pulling up the Q&A spot. Thank you, Miss Moderator, for bringing it to my attention. All right. So the first question comes from Anton Roberts. Anton's question is, 1, is it wise to have a website for a construction company? Yes, Anton, it is. It doesn't matter what you do. You could be selling marbles. Having a website, to me, is mandatory. I don't care what anybody says, because when you have a website, you are a part of the Google and Bing search engines. People could be Googling things like, people who build porches. And then you might have a blog on, porch designs, and somebody sees your portfolio of work and says, wow, I like Anton's work. Let me go book a consult with him. And that's something a website's going to do for you that no other platform is going to do. So yes, have a website for a construction company. Your second question is, how do you turn the like and views to customers so my company can make income? You build trust. Build trust and you educate. Educate people is the number one way to building trust and to getting clients. So there's a wide variety of tools that we can use. And this is something that you can message me on after, but there's a wide variety of tools that we can use and service providers that help you do data market research where you can see all the questions and concerns that people have, and then you can then create that information for people so that when they come to your platform and they come to your social media and they learn all things construction, whether it's home construction, you name it, they build trust with you and they know that you're the man for the job. And that is the number one way to get views into customers, content marketing. Kamaria asks, is there a fee attached to a merchant account? Also, is there a difference between checking a merchant account? So yes, there's a difference. A merchant account is not like any other account in the bank. So it's its own account, not like checking, savings, not like anything else. Merchant account is a merchant account, and the fee, if you're getting a merchant account, is $100 US per month. Then Kine asks, is the Google Build My Website tool effective? Yes and no. It's not what you would really want. What it does is if you have Google My Business, that Google website gives you a bit of it gives you some functionality so that people can get more information on your Google Business platform, but you definitely don't want to just rely on that. That's just a piece of Google My Business. You would still want to go out and build yourself a website on one of the platforms that I had mentioned earlier. Charlene asks, where would be the best place to learn about search engine optimization? Go to SEMrush Academy to learn, and you can also go to who else do I like? Go to SEMrush Academy. That's a great platform to use. Shanice asks, should I focus on accredited courses for learning a new skill? Yes and no. So here's the thing, right? As a business owner, I want to learn from other experts who have done it. So experts who are building out their online schools, right? Because anybody can create a course on Udemy. They're not certified. Anybody can create a course on Udemy. But if I can learn from an expert and I've now learned a new skill to implement in my business, I don't need an accreditation because I'm not going to work for anybody else. I just need to learn what you know. And if I see that you are somebody who has gotten results in your space, I want to learn from you. I want to learn that skill. And the result that I'm aiming for is ultimately sales and business within my organization, right? Now, if you are looking to do something accredited, that's going to be more for, if you're looking to get employed by somebody. But here's the thing. When you build your portfolio and showcase that whatever niche you're in. So for me, I have done a bunch of marketing courses. Majority of them are not accredited because I've learned from people who have actually done the work, and I have gotten my own results. So when I am on social media and I'm showcasing my sales, I'm showcasing my traffic, I'm showcasing my results, all of the corporate companies in Trinidad, Jamaica, Barbados, UK, the US, all the corporate companies that I work with, nobody has ever asked, where did you go to school? No one cares because they see my results. People care about results over accreditation. So if you can learn from experts. The accreditation is cool, but not needed, not mandatory. How can I use YouTube for my business? Create content, Anisha. Create content. YouTube is also a search engine as well. The more content you're putting out on YouTube, answering people's questions, creating informational content or educational content, people are going to be coming to your platform and wanting to subscribe and follow you. And ultimately, when you build that trust and you have something to offer or sell, they're going to be coming back to your platform to do some e-commerce and do business with you. Deborah Roberts asks, how long does it take a website to build a website? That's subjective. Depending on the platform, it could take you 2 hours. You could jump on WeShops right now, use a template, put your products in. That takes you 2 hours. You could build a WordPress website, and if you know what you're doing, you could build a website within 2 hours as well. It's really subjective depending on you, but you could use platforms like a WeShops, Wix. There are platforms you could use that don't take a ton of time, but again, it's very subjective. It all depends on your skill set, your knowledge, and how adept you are with using technology. But it doesn't take a long time to just get something up. All right. Renee asks, with respect to the merchant account, is there any financial institution that you would recommend for someone now launching a business at such low banking fees? Not really. Banks are banks. They all do the same thing. The fees are really relatively all the same. It's really just about the service. A merchant account is pretty much standard across all banks, 100 US per account. I'm kind of flying through it so I can get everybody in. Marissa asks, PayPal is widely known, but is it recommended for us in the Caribbean? Great question. No, because what happens is with PayPal, one only works with a couple banks in Trinidad and Tobago. It works with JMMB. It works with Venture Credit Union. It works with PSCU Union, the public sector, the public service credit union, right? Not the police, the public service credit union. And those banks give you a Visa debit card that you can connect to PayPal, and you can deposit the funds from PayPal to those Visa debit cards. You can also deposit PayPal funds to a Visa credit card from any institution, not MasterCard, doesn't work with MasterCard, only Visa. However, PayPal has an extremely high processing fee, 5.4% US. Also, PayPal reserves the right, and they usually do, PayPal reserves the right to not give you the funds. So there's three things they could do. PayPal can either give you access and deposit the funds. PayPal can decide, you know what, we don't like your name. We're going to give you your funds once every 30 days. Or PayPal can just say, we're just not giving you access to withdrawal. So PayPal is not recommended. And because it changes so much, I just don't use it. Try to use everything else. Use PayPal in emergency, but that's only if you can even use PayPal for your specific account. I have a party rental business. What websites would you recommend? If you're building a website, is that what you're asking? If you have a party rental business, what website would you recommend? If you're talking about building a website, you could build that website for party rentals on any platform. WordPress, Wix, Shopify, Figaro, any one of them is going to work for you. Beverly asks, how can you cause your website to show up on the first page when someone uses a search engine? You got to learn search engine optimization. So you could jump on SEMrush. You could do some of the courses. You can also outsource SEO to somebody else on any one of the platform, on a platform like Fiverr, Freelancer. You can outsource search engine optimization, but ultimately, the number one way to show up on the search engine is by creating content through your website, creating blogs, posting your videos to your website. And once they're answering people's questions and they're optimized because you would have learned SEO, search engine optimization, you're going to be able to show up on the first page of any search engine. Kriana asks, I want a website, have begun to use it. Is there any way I can build that website on my own? If yes, where will I get that info to start? Yeah, you can build your website through any platform, WordPress, Wix, Shopify. You can build through any one of them. And listen, the number one way to start or to learn, Google, right? Google getting started with Wix, Google getting started with WordPress. You can even reach out to me offline because I coach people on how to build their websites. So there are multiple ways that you can learn how to build websites on your own, but yes, it is very entirely possible. Nicole asked, can a website be used for a landscaping company? Yes, a website can be used for any kind of company. Any kind of company a website can be used for. And so that about wraps up my presentation. If you want to take a screenshot of this, if you want to reach out to me, again, my name is Keron Rose. You can find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, on Instagram. You could subscribe to the platform. I'm constantly putting out educational content for entrepreneurs in the Caribbean and the diaspora to build and take their businesses online. All right. And then you can also go to KeronRose.com. And this is where I talk all about e-commerce, building your digital platforms, content marketing, a wide variety of things, all geared towards building your businesses and presence online. So I hope today was enlightening. Let me know in the comments if this presentation, if you learned at least one thing in this presentation. Let me know in the comments that you learned at least one thing. Just drop me a yes. If you're on a phone and you have access to an emoji and you want to drop some fire, drop some fire. I'm taking all of that. I will take the fire. I will take the yeses. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this presentation. Feel free to reach out to me after the session on social media. If you guys have even more questions, if you want to learn about how I can work with you, about other workshops that I'm going to be attending in that go into the how-tos on how to build your website, how to get paid, a wide variety of things. I'm going to be doing those things. All right. So without further ado, Mr. Kitson, would you like to jump back on and talk to us?
All right, guys. I would like to thank Mr. Rose for coming and giving us this amazing presentation today. Thank you, Mr. Rose. And on behalf of the management and staff of Eastern Credit Union Tobago, we'd like to applaud what you've done for us today. Tomorrow, guys, we have module 2, which is building an investable business during a pandemic with Mr. Kevin Valley. He's a chartered business valuator. And if you look at the emails that were sent out, you'd see the agenda sheet. That should give you a little background on what we're going to discuss tomorrow. Mr. Rose, thank you again for your time. Guys, I would like to get you guys to reach out to Mr. Rose also. If you have any questions or follow-up questions you need to have solidified or clarified by him, definitely reach out to him. All right? All right, Mr. Rose. Thank you, everyone. See you guys on Wednesday.